here we come with our guest today, Jean-Claude. How are you?
Hello, hello, Pietro. I'm fine, thank you. How is Edinburgh? It's a
Yeah,
nice city, huh?
I have been freed, Jean-Claude. It's funny, we're talking about freedom on the day I managed to set foot outside of my house. Yes,
Yeah.
Edinburgh is amazing. We are blessed with some nice weather as well. And it is a bit of, yeah, like going back to normality somehow. I hope it would be the same for everybody across the world soon.
Yeah, we are close. I think we are close to normality. Another 1 or 2 or 3 months, and then we'll be back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Did you have your vaccine yourself already?
I had one.
Yet, or had the first
Once
one?
you have the vaccine,
see what happens.
you can travel again. I hope.
Yes, of course. I think we'll all have to be careful because, of course, you're still spreading it if you're not careful. But of course, for our own health, it makes a huge difference. Good to have you again, Jean-Claude.
Okay, yes,
I can't believe we came to the.
Yesterday I finished your wine.
Yeah.
I finished the last bottle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it good news or bad news?
Very good news. Extremely good news. It's a wine that is quite easy to drink.
Yeah.
And you know, it's easy to drink. And I like wine that is easy to drink, because when it's easy, you can drink a lot.
Yes, absolutely, and not feel guilty about it.
And not feel guilty, exactly.
Yeah.
And still feel light, not heavy. You know. No, very good, must say.
Absolutely. It's a story of entrepreneurship, Jean-Claude. He's a friend of mine that made this wine, 5 years of hard work. But my friend is very good at making wine, but he couldn't do the marketing, he couldn't promote it, he couldn't. So myself and some friends are stepping in to help him to carry on, because we think he deserves some success in the future. So it's nice to know that you enjoyed it. And likewise, I finished my cheese as well. So that was truly appreciated and really.
So let's make a new exchange. Cheese against the wine.
Okay, done.
The only thing he should do one day, your friend, he should do a bio wine.
Yeah.
You know that, because that's something that is coming. More and more people are looking for a bio wine. And I tasted. I have a few bottles, and I must say, it's quite interesting, the bio wine, and you can really drink a lot. You never have a headache, and whatever is bio is better for nature, you know. So we should help nature.
Absolutely. The wine he makes, because he's a one-man show, really. 3,000 bottles a year, but he does everything himself. So virtually everything is bio. But to get all the certifications and all the structure in place,
it needs
you
time.
need to invest even more, you know, and investment as well. So he had to kind of.
And you need maybe 5 years before you get because till the earth recovers from all the chemical, it needs 5 years.
Yeah, and anyway, he doesn't use any chemicals. That's one of the things, and that's for sure. He doesn't use chemicals at all. And so there is Shame on Wrist, Jean-Claude, one of my favorite accounts, because I don't know if you know Shame on Wrist is a
Of course, I have been knowing him for the last 10 years or something like that. Okay. I like him. I love him.
He's saying that you look good, but he hasn't got his cheese yet. So, but unfortunately, to get his cheese, he needs to tell us who he is, no? That's
exactly. Without an address, I cannot send the cheese.
Exactly.
He should give me his address, or the address of a friend of him. That's even better. Like this, I will never know where he lives. He can give me any address.
Exactly. Yeah, true. Or when you send me the cheese, I can tell Shame on Wrist, because I have this feeling that he may be British. So he could maybe, perhaps, you know, come to my place and get the cheese.
From the humor, he might be English.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Certainly not French.
Certainly not. Why, you think? Like, you know, I'm Italian, and there are things that we would never joke about. There are some others that we go wild, but some things we never joke about. Whereas the English are very polite and understated in a certain way, but they can make jokes on the most, you know, how can I say,
Yes.
outrageous thing. Yeah. So is that what you're referring to?
And the English, they like to make jokes about themselves. French humor is always about others.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm not French. Thank you for the compliment, Mr. Biver. Yeah, I can read you now. It's a sincere compliment.
We got one right, Jean-Claude. So little by little, we may get there. You know, to unveiling who Shame on Wrist is. Anyway, we all wish we could have a cool account like he does. Anyway, Jean-Claude, we're talking about freedom today, and Shame on Wrist is an emblem of freedom in a way. He does his thing. He doesn't care. He expresses his opinions, and as brutal as they can be, they're out there for everybody to agree or not agree with. What is your definition of freedom then, Jean-Claude?
Freedom for me is entrepreneurship. We are all born as entrepreneurs because the first thing as a baby from the instinct we are doing is trying to find the mother and to find the milk of the mother because that's our survival. That's how we survive. So as when we are born, we are entrepreneur. And then comes the education, the school, the religion, the parents, the society. And slowly, a certain part of us are losing their entrepreneurship. And while losing entrepreneurship, they also lose freedom because they enter into a structure. And when you enter into a structure, you somehow lose your freedom. And for me, in business, freedom means also disruption.
Yeah.
You know, when I see some collections now on the Watches and Wonder, I'm amazed to see so many green. I love the green dials. I love the green bezels, but where is the freedom? Everybody's doing green. Freedom would be to do yellow, another color.
It was one of my questions.
So, for me, freedom is the best thing in life. Freedom, love are two major qualities that once you have them in your heart, in your brain, wow, you are on another planet. And I accept and I know, unfortunately, very few people are having those two qualities. Love is very difficult. Love is not so easy. Love you cannot buy. You cannot buy love. You can.
One thing.
Yes, that's the one thing. The second thing you cannot buy is your health. If you have a problem with your health, you cannot decide. You know, you have a cancer, you're going to die, that's it. So you cannot buy love, you cannot buy health. And eventually, you can buy freedom in the sense, but to buy freedom means not with money. You have to buy it with your attitude, by being yourself, by agreeing to be different from the others. And who wants to be different? Most of the people want to be like the others. They are afraid to be different. So they're going to dress.
Why do you think is that? Why do you think is that?
Why they are afraid to be different? Because when you have to be different means you need a certain courage to look differently from the others, or to have another attitude. And I always say in business, the rule is to be first, different and unique. But to be first, different and unique, that also means freedom. It means if you are first, means you are not like the others. If you are different, of course, you're not like the others. And if you are unique, that also means you are not like the others. And that is, for me, the definition of freedom. Freedom means I am first, I'm different, and I'm unique. God damn. Then
there is a
that's freedom.
there is a massive opportunity out there, Jean-Claude, now, if you don't want to do a green watch, if you want to go for something, you know, for something and create a new trend, it is now the time, probably. Like it happened with the blue watches, you know, I remember 5, 6 years ago. Now is the green time. So for the one that will catch the next wave, it's a massive opportunity. And that's what freedom gives. When you are careful, it's actually more an opportunity rather than a risk, no?
And you know, now we thanks to you and your question, we defined, or I define now, what for me is freedom. I will always repeat this. Freedom means for me being first, different, unique. That's freedom as a personality. And this freedom can be translated also in your business. So freedom in business, freedom on the personal level means I am first, different, unique. But it also means I have the courage to be different. I have the guts to be different.
And when you're not anymore unique because somebody may start to copy the success, then
That's
you can be
brilliant.
First, you can be first and different again.
Exactly. And as soon as somebody copies you, that's what you want. It means you create a trend and you have people behind you. And if you have people behind you, that's the only way to win. Because you cannot win a marathon when you are the only guy who runs it. You need somebody behind. Because how can you be first if nobody's behind?
Yeah.
So as soon as somebody copies you, you know, now I have the chance to be the first. And I would now launch yellow, by the way, the yellow Pantone, I don't remember the number, 358, which is the Ferrari Yellow. The original color of Ferrari when they were racing was not red, it was yellow. Correct. And today I would launch a yellow ceramic watch, full yellow. Yellow dial, yellow indexes, yellow hands, yellow case, yellow bracelet, bam! The all yellow, boom.
Yeah. Also because it's a time where we need some bright, some positivity, some bright.
Yes,
absolutely.
And yellow is the color of the sun. It's the color of the heat, and it's a very warm color. But I like also green, by the way. I have the Royal Oak, the green one with the green dial in platinum. I had it on the wrist yesterday. So I bought it. So I will not criticize green, but I say somehow everybody is now doing green. And that shows you how difficult it is for people to be first, different and unique.
Absolutely. Shemo Rist is saying something interesting related to the fact that when we buy something, there is a very deep meaning related to what we buy. So he's saying consumerism looks like materialism, but in fact it is very idealist. We buy things because of the ideals that are attached to them. So in this sense, even a color is very important because it's an expression of what we want to express.
Yes, and you know, somebody asked the question, how can I read time if all the indexes, the hands, and the dial and the bezel are of the same color? You can still read time. How? Because using different materials on the index, another material then on the dial, and then another material on the hands, that means light will have another reflection. And with the difference of the reflection of light on the indexes and on the hands and on the dial, that helps you to see exactly, very normally, what time it is. Absolutely. But if you don't pay attention or somebody looks at your watch from a certain distance, he will say, this guy is crazy. Because from a distance, if it will be all yellow, like when Hublot did the all black watch. People said from a distance, hey, guys, how can you read time? But as an owner, and when you were looking at your watch, because the material of the indexes was different from the material of the dial and the material of the hands, the difference of the reflection of light could help you to see exactly what time it was. but not your neighbor, only you. And that's also brilliant. When only you can read your time and not anybody else.
That's brilliant. So all these reflections that Jean-Claude give the independent watchmakers, those creative forces that are behind the watchmaking industry, new oxygen not to thrive. So a new way of being different once again and unique and first, as we said. So I expect, as a result of what we've seen, disappearance of Buzzworld, Watches and Wonders. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't creatively groundbreaking. Let's put it like that. So for the independents, it could be another El Dorado in the next few months.
Yes, of course. For the independents, they have now a niche to work on. And the niche has always been the same. The niche of an independent means innovation, creativity, and innovation and creativity brings you where you want to go, which means the difference. And when I wanted to make a different gold, people said, what do you want to do? Gold is gold. I said, I want a different gold. I want gold that is lighter than gold. And I want gold that is harder than gold. Yeah, but then it's no more gold. I said, yes, it is. It can still be gold. Because I will talk to a metallurgist and we will try to make a different gold. And people told me, but gold has been like this for 5,000 years. Since Tutankhamun, gold has never changed. I said, but it's time now to change it. and we made the first 18 karat alloy, where that alloy 18 karat was giving to gold new properties. One property, it can never scratch anymore. And one property, it's 33% lighter than normal 18 karat. So you had washed out two weaknesses, because to be heavy is a weakness and to be scratchable is a weakness. And thanks to innovation, we brought a new 18 karat gold out. You see, that is what the independent, that's what people should always try to do. But you can only achieve it through innovation, through creativity, through the genius of the brain.
Yeah, because that's going deep. I mean, you have the freedom of thinking deeper and to understand that, gold is a dogma for us. But actually gold is an alloy. So as an alloy, why could it not be changed? Of course,
exactly.
It's easier now that when you've done it and you were the first. So of course it's easy for me to say now, but your freedom was in braving this big dogma and change that by studying and going deeper. It's so interesting. What do you think, Jean-Claude, as a collector? I just went to visit one of our collectors, and his collection spans from Breguet to some of the complicated tags, to Louis Monet, to Ludovic Balloir. So there is a lot of freedom in a collection that is not this, is not that. It's all about creativity. So as a collector, what do you think freedom should be? And what would you say it is freedom when you only like one brand? How can you be free there? And how can you be free when actually you like a concept?
But I think the essential freedom of a collector is to buy what he likes. And the taste and the like is different from one person to another one. Thanks God, we don't like all the same woman. And when you have 100 friends, they are married, let's say, with 100 women, but each of these women is differently from the other one. There are 100, but each one is different. It means the taste of a person is extremely personal. And it's very rare that we have the same taste on everything. It can happen on certain, for a car or the color of a car, we might all like black, whatever. But that's for different things. But in general, we all have our own taste. This is our personality. And the freedom of a collector is to buy not what is trendy necessarily, not what will bring money, but what he likes. And that's the beauty of collecting. I collect with my eyes. I collect with my heart. And sometimes I collect with my brain because there are things that are too expensive for me. And I say, this I cannot afford. Okay, why not? Then you have another one. But collecting is, for me, the essential element is, please buy what with your eyes and your heart. And check then with your brain if you can afford it. And that's, for me, that's freedom.
That's very, very strong point. Yes, and on you know, Jean-Claude, I know you love sports as well, of course. In you know, one of your other many passions, if you like. I've been lucky enough to interview Olympic gold medalist Mo Farah a few days ago.
Yes.
And Mo is somebody that has worked incredibly hard to get where he is at the moment, still in his prime, of course. And his famous quote is, "Don't dream about it, train for it," which
yes.
Is because my question was about how do you get your freedom, Jean-Claude, when there is so much pressure, you know, coming from every side, you know, in society. How do you grab your freedom? And yeah, what is the best way? Is it the more Farah's way to put your head down and work for it, and you know, and work hard for it?
You know, the dream, usually the dream is during the night. That's the terminology of the vocabulary, yes. Dreaming. Yes. Most of the people dream during the night. And the dream is not by chance that we dream. We need dreams. Our conscious, our unconscious life needs the dreams. And then what Mo is saying, once you have a dream or you have dreamt during the day, then you have to bring this dream to reality. But between the dream and the reality, there's a big gap. And this big gap is called work, to work for. Yes. And it's beautiful if you can join the dream and the reality in one. And that, for that, some people need an entire life to join the dream to the reality. Through what? Through work, and through ethical behavior, and through moral behavior, and through love, and through truth. This gap must be filled. And that gives a sense to your life. And we all need a sense, why am I here? And you can say, Mr. Biver, I'm here to realize my dream. And that is my daily work. That's why I work. Because my dream is to be an independent watchmaker and to sell 100 watches per year to happy people.
Whereas when you...
That's a dream. Why? And that's a beautiful dream. And if you realize your dream, you accomplish something that is phenomenal and gives you so much satisfaction.
Absolutely. And this is so good, Jean-Claude. I like this reflection because the problem then is not working too much. So many people are unhappy with what they do because they work for the sake of working without linking that hard work with something that they really want. But they just work for the sake of, you know, passing one day after the other one. So when that link is not there, that is the problem. It's not work itself, because work becomes great when it's linked to what you want to achieve. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, of course. If work brings you to your dream, then you will be able to work without limit and you will not feel the pain. Yeah. But if work, as if you are prisoner during the war and they make you work, then you're gonna feel the pain of working, and you will feel why do I work? But if your work brings you to your destiny, to where you want to go, if my dream is to go at 72 years old to the summit of the Mount Everest, then I will immediately be able to lose 25 kilo. I will be able to get my back muscles, etc., etc. So this training will be easy for me to accomplish because there is a dream at the end. And this dream, I want to transform my dream into a reality. And that's
it's like
fantastic.
When you're a marathon runner, and I'm a half marathon runner. And
yes,
if I go outside running, and I know that it's because I have a race or I want to achieve a certain time or whatever, I do it and it doesn't matter. If I go out running with no aim, but just for the sake of running, oh my goodness, it becomes so hard.
Exactly. And it's the same for in your work. It's the same. Yeah. That's why I say to people, to the young people, you know, in the universities, I say, try to make your daily, to work every day in your passion. If your passion is flowers, open a big flower market. And then you will be every day with your flowers, and you will have a new, you will be with your passion. Or if your passion is sport, or open a shop and sell bicycles. If you like to bicycle, you open then a big shop with new bicycles. You will be ahead of the competition because you will take very special bicycles. You make bicycles on measurement, etc., etc. So whatever your passion is, try to work in your passion. I am aware not everybody can do that. That's why I say I have one big privilege that I had. I started to work in 1974, and I worked in my passion, which means I never worked. And I said the other day, when are you born, Mr. Biver? I said, I'm born in 1974. Oh, but you look much older. I said, I am born in 74 because in 1974, I had this enormous privilege to work at AP as my first job. And this is when I was born in my professional job, and what is born at the same time, my passion. So my passion goes back to 1974, and that is the day I am born. So I have 2 dates: the date of the body, born in 49, and the date of the heart, born, my passion, born in 74.
Very good. Very good, very good. And tell me, Jean-Claude, because we're talking about freedom, I had a question that I thought to ask you about, not a hidden, because there's nothing hidden, but it's a bit one of the topics you don't talk about very, very often. So I thought people may be interested. When you lived that experience as a hippie in a commune,
yes,
and it's something that not everybody will know, were you in search of freedom then? Were you in a place in your life where you didn't have enough freedom, or were you trying to understand freedom, or what was the drive?
What I was looking for, I was looking for what is my mission? Why am I born? What shall I do? Where shall I go? What would be my message? And what would I leave the day I die? These were questions that we had in our commune, and everybody tried. We had discussions, I don't know, 1,000 hours about this. And this was the main reason that we were together in this commune, because we said, maybe together we're going to find the answers. What is my message? What message shall I leave as a human being? What in which job should I go in order to leave a trace after my death?
Yeah.
The trace. What is the trace you want to leave behind yourself? These were the questions that we as hippies were asking ourselves, and everybody had his own answer. My best friend, his answer was, I'm going to be a doctor. And I will study because I love human beings and I have a lot of compassion for people. And I'm not afraid about blood. I'm not afraid about somebody who is going to die. I want to help. I want to be a kind of a missionary. And I want to go to Africa and save children. That was a mission.
And my sister followed that path, exactly that, with the words that you say now. Same words I've heard my sister saying when she was 10 years old.
You see, and so I said my trace, I want to leave two traces, two. One trace is I want to leave a trace of love. If I look behind myself, love as a global attitude, moral, ethical, love to the wife, to the family, to the friends, to the suppliers, to the business, blah, blah, blah. A love. I want to be remembered as somebody who did something in the watch business. Not only working in this business, not only being successful in the business, but leaving something that I did where I can say, or people can say in 100 years, hey, this guy did something. He believed in the mechanical watch when everybody was saying that only quartz could save this industry. And I made Blancpain, and with Blancpain we proved that it's not true, that with the mechanical, that is something that nobody can take away from me. So on that side, I have made already the first trace. And the second trace is never ending, because love is an attitude forever. It's not just for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, it's forever. So I will end the second trace, which is the trace of love, the day I die. And when I'm gonna die, I have to be conscious, I hope so, and I will be able, I hope also, to say, wow, I did two traces. The trace in my business, in my passion, and the trace in my love. And then you have the feeling that you accomplished your life. And that was our belief when we were hippie. We said, that's where we have to go. But it was difficult to go there. We were young. And so we said, let's come together in a commune, because together we are stronger than alone. And together we might have better ideas to exchange. And so the commune had this mission to help every one of the commune to find his own mission. So the commune was like a church. And that's why we loved it. That's why we felt warm and strong and protected. So our commune was a protection. And it was also, you know.
Amazing, amazing. It was like an ethical brainstorming between people that were finding their way in the world, which is amazing. And Shimon Rist is still with us, Jean-Claude.
Bravo!
He will have a similar legacy with the watch industry, he thinks. So
that's what I wish him. Of course.
Exactly. He has to work hard, though. He has to work hard because he hasn't posted for a long time. So you know, he's not been that persistent recently. So we'll see. Jean-Claude, I am still on this little book from the founder of Netflix.
Yes.
And it talks a lot about the importance of having no rules. So in other words, the importance of freedom within a company, in a business. Where is the limit of freedom with anarchy, especially in a business environment for you?
I mean, the limit of freedom is moral, ethical. That's the biggest limit. You can never pass on the illegal side. You can never pass on the immoral side. So on the right side of the road, you have the legal elements, and on the left, you have the moral elements. That tells you where you cannot go. That's the limit. And then you have the third limit. The other limit is the other people. If I feel free in my chalet to put the music very loud, bam, and I'm alone in the mountain, and the next house is at 5 miles, I have no problem. But if I live in an apartment and there are 25 other people living in the same house, my freedom is limited to the loudspeaker that is so loud that I can hear, but not the neighbors. That's the limit. And that's the limit of community. You know, when we lived in this commune, I came back every night at 5 o'clock in the morning because I was working at the post office at the railway station from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. So at 5 a.m., I was coming home, but did I make me a coffee? Did I open the refrigerator? Did I put light on? No. Why? Because the other people of the commune were sleeping. But when they got up at 6:30 or at 7, they also made no noise because Biver was sleeping, because he only came back at 5. Yeah. So that are the limits, you know. And when you don't have this sentiment of limit, then you disturb people, and then your freedom is shit. You should not have this freedom to not respect. Respect is the third limit. I said the first limit, left side, is legal. You cannot be in the illegality. And on the right side, you have the moral. And in the middle, the third one, is respect. The respect gives you a limit in your freedom.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So there are 3 rules.
Very clear, and I totally agree. And I'm just wondering, do you think the world, Netflix has shown that it is possible, and obviously I'm a big believer at the limited edition, we are structured very much in the same way, although we are a small business. But do you think after also this COVID bad experience, the world is ready to accept the fact that humans should be humans, that we shouldn't ask people to just sit in an office 8 hours a day, just for the sake of sitting in the office, but everyone should start managing himself, even in larger corporations like Netflix has done, where there is no holiday, there's no working hours, everybody, the control is just by everybody interacting with everybody. Do you feel that's the present and the future? Or?
I hope that's part of the future. It's clearly not the present. You can see around ourselves, it's not the present yet, yeah. But it can become the present. You know, we are going into that direction. And the pandemic has helped us, thanks to the digitalization, to see things a little bit differently. And many people will never go back again every day and being stuck in the traffic jam for 1.5 hours every day. They will stay at home. So yeah. The stay at home will help us in a certain way already. And I believe more and more our society will try to free us from a certain pain of working. Working should not be pain. Working should be accomplishment of yourself. Working should be, in a certain way, social pleasure. Because when you work, you are connecting to other people, and that should make you enjoy the day. And when you see, for instance, I don't know if this statistic is right, but nearly 1/3 of the people got married because they met the other doing work, either in the same company or in another company. So work is a social, very important social binding. And this should go on. If we all work alone at home, socially, it can be a problem. And we see it now with the students. The students in the different universities, they haven't been in Switzerland for 1 year to the campus, because for more than 1 year now, since March last year, they are taking lessons on their screen, on the computer. But at 6 o'clock in the evening, you are at home, you have been the whole day on the computer listening to the professor. Where is the campus? Where are the exchanges? So the stay at home is not the only solution. We still need the connection with other people, the social life. So we have to find the right percentage between stay at home and between socialize.
I agree. Same, I mean, completely different analogy, but it's like we're talking a lot about retail and online business. We are, of course, an online platform, but we believe that the best is to combine the two, between the online to create demand and then the physical experience. That should not be like throwing product out on the shelves, but actually just give away for those that want to experience the product. So we could talk for ages. We'll talk about that another time maybe, because this is a big topic as well. But tell me something, just to close. It's been already 45 minutes. I can't believe it. And thank you very much, Jean-Claude. It's been a great pleasure, as always. So we have learned and we have discussed there should be limits to freedom, and we have explained exactly which limits, especially the most important one, besides moral and legality. Most important one is to respect each other. For a watchmaker, do you see any limit in the freedom? Both a watchmaker person and a watchmaking brand. I don't know if if you see what Audemars Piguet did recently with the Marvel collaboration, that opened a big debate on what Audemars Piguet should or should not do, for example.
The limit of a watchmaker is the quality. That's Simple. The limit. Simple. The quality. He should never go down for any pressure or whatever reason, to quality. The excellency, that's the limit. And you cannot go down. Boom, finished. That's the limit of the watchmaker. It's the quality, the performance of his fingers, the soul he's putting, thanks to his fingers, into the watch. That's the limit. And for any reason, when he is using a machine instead of the fingers, he loses a part of soul. He loses a part of quality. So quality is for me the limit. Concerning AP, what people don't understand, probably, is a brand has to develop dreams among the people who cannot buy. That's the Ferrari concept. Everybody in every city, wherever, Bangkok, Bombay, wherever people live, India, China, every child has a dream for a car. Their dream is Ferrari. So don't wonder, don't be surprised if with the first million he makes, he's buying a Ferrari. He's not buying another brand. He's not buying a Bentley, probably. He's not, that might come later. But now, if AP is working on the new generation, if Hublot is working on the new generation, they must choose a communication tool that goes to that generation. Football goes probably more to the young people who cannot buy a Hublot watch than on the people who can buy. What AP did is brilliant because it goes to people that will buy an AP in 10 years. in 5 years. So it means AP made an investment on the future customer.
I'm happy
so you
because
see,
since
what
today,
AP did is just brilliant. They have chosen a communication tool that is perfect for the new generation. They will not seduce old professor that is 65 years old. They have other tools for that. The old professor, 65, or old Beaver son, 72 years old. They have other tools to connect to me. They have opera, they have art, etc., etc., etc. But for the young generation, this Marvel concept is just brilliant. It is just brilliant. And the less the old people understand, the more they are right. Thanks to the number of people who did not understand what they were doing, that's the proof that they were right. Because they haven't done it for the old people. They haven't done it for the traditional people. They have done it for the modern people. They have made it for tomorrow. And tomorrow people will ask themselves, how come all these guys are buying AP? Because they had a dream and they made their dream true. And that's the Ferrari thing. Ferrari people are dreaming of the car. That's why they buy it later.
I would like to hear.
The biggest satisfaction you can have when you buy is probably to buy your dream. What is better than buying your dream? Yeah, that's it. I'm
sure in absolutely. No, because I would like to see, obviously, Shame on Wrist has a very different opinion, and I would like to see if there's any comment.
You know, my opinion is my opinion. It's not the opinion of the world. And it's maybe not the opinion of many people, but it's my opinion. And I am free to tell you my own opinion. But I am respectful of Shame on Wrist, and I might understand what he's telling me because I'm not stupid. But I am entitled to have another opinion. And we will see in 10 years. The result will be seen in 10 years when the millenniums are 30, 35 years old, and they will say, oh, now with my money, time has come to fulfill a dream. I'm going to buy a Royal Oak. Bam! And that is beautiful. Bravo, François.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of art, Jean-Claude, because art, you know, Picasso, you know, despite we can define him as one of the most important painters of all time, there's so many people that absolutely don't like Picasso, but that doesn't mean that, you know, it is less worth of consideration. And watchmaking is good. It's good that it attracts that debate, no? Because it is a form of art.
But look, you are perfectly right with art. Contemporary art, 10 years ago, people hate it. They say, what's that? That's not serious. Come on, and that price, ridiculous. But it's normal. As soon as you try to go avant-garde, people that are still in the tradition, they don't understand you. Avant-garde means you are ahead. And when you are ahead, you are more or less alone ahead. Ahead of the crowd. You are alone. So you need courage, entrepreneurship. François Benhamis, he needed courage. The courage to be criticized. But he knew, hey, they criticize me today, but wait, in 10 years, we will have so many millenniums that are now 35 years old, and they will become our customers. And that's what he's doing. So it's an investment to the future.
It's a very good point. So there are a couple of comments I've seen, Jean-Claude. One was about the fact that from NutriCare, I think, it's not easy, but you in a big way and me in a small way, I have learned in 2015 I could have carried on with my career in the watch industry and maybe sit in a better chair than where I was sitting. But I made a decision to start from the beginning, from zero, financially and lifestyle, everything has changed. I don't regret it because I think I have I have gained in freedom, if you like, and that's why we're discussing today. But some people are saying, yes, it's easy to say, get a job that goes with your passion, but in reality, it's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
How do you do that? And the second question was, in your experience, did you make the best of the opportunities that you have had, or did you create your opportunities? I think the two questions are linked.
Yes. So the first answer is, you have opportunities that you create. For instance, if you see that everybody is going to green because you want to be disruptive, which means I don't want to make green, then you find the idea to make the watch in yellow, to say something. So the opportunity has been given by the market, because the market went like crazy, everybody to green. That made you go contrarian and go yellow. So that's an opportunity that has been given by the market. Then you have opportunities like Francois did in LA. He said, everybody talks to the customer of today, but not many luxury brands are talking to people who cannot buy. I will go the other way. I am taking and I am making an opportunity for my brand to talk to millennials. So you have here the two differences. And in your business, there is always a part of opportunities that are born thanks to the market. And then there are opportunities that are born thanks to yourself. So there is an equilibrium. Sometimes it's 30% the market, sometimes it's 70% the market. That depends. You cannot give a rule here.
Absolutely.
Now,
very interesting. Yeah, no, I think we answer both questions from Utica and from Bjorn as well. Thank you, Bjorn, for connecting with us. And for all, I've chosen two questions as a representation of the many questions we have received. If you want to ask more, this now will all be on our IGTV channel, and you can put your questions there, and you can be sure I can pass some of them to Jean-Claude, as Jean-Claude loves sharing. So, you know, I'm sure he will find a bit of time with a glass of wine to go through a few more questions eventually, Jean-Claude. I'm talking for you, but I know you are keen. So thank you very much. This was episode 5 of our series, The Disruptors. I hope we are disrupting enough. And if not, there is 3 more episodes coming, and then we'll have to see with Jean-Claude what the future will hold. But
will we not be able to stop it?
I don't think so.
Now it has started, it has to go on. The show has
so
to go on for the whole year. We have to find a way.
Find a way.
It would be sad to stop it. It would be horrible. It would be sad.
What do you think, Jean-Claude? Shall we start inviting maybe a guest at one point? You know, because now with Instagram you can have multiple speakers on a broadcast like this.
Yes, we can have this. That's a solution. Another solution is that we should maybe reserve half an hour to answer the questions of the people.
Yeah.
Which makes us more interactive with the
We
crowd
do a
that is following.
We do a Q&A.
Answering questions to people who follow us rather than to be 3 of us.
Yes.
Or 4 of us. What is important are the people that are listening and that are in this in the show, and they should be able to enter the show, and you see all the questions they ask, and then we answer these questions.
Yes.
Which means we talk 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and then we leave 30 other minutes to answer questions.
Very good.
Then it gets interactive.
Very good.
That's my suggestion.
Yeah, we'll do that. Absolutely. Absolutely. It will be a great pleasure. So, yes, so thank you very much. From Zurich, I think you are in Zurich now.
Yes, I'm in Zurich.
Yes. Yeah. And myself, I'm in Edinburgh. So thank you very much, everyone, for following us. And thank you, Jean-Claude, for your time. It's always a great pleasure. Every time more. Thank you so much.
That's how
See you very soon.
Thank you very much.
See you very soon.
Bye
Ciao,
bye.
ciao,
Ciao ciao
ciao.
ciao.
Grazie mille. Ciao.
Bye bye.